You know Chris Evans as the star-spangled man with a plan, Captain America.
But what if I told you the man behind the shield is just as heroic as the character he plays?
This isn't just another Hollywood story. This is the story of a guy who brought old-school integrity back to the big screen and into the real world.
Forget the super soldier serum. Today, we're talking about the supersized heart of Chris Evans. Born in Boston, Massachusetts, Chris grew up in a tight-knit Irish-Italian family. His dad was a dentist, and his mom was an artistic director at a local youth theater. Guess where he caught the acting bug? That's right, from his mom.
He and his siblings were always putting on shows for the family.
Chris wasn't the jock or the super popular kid in high school. He was an art-loving, theater-loving guy who knew exactly what he wanted to do. After high school, he packed his bags, convinced his parents to let him skip college for a bit, and headed straight for New York City to chase his dream.
He landed an internship at a casting agency, which was a genius move.
He wasn't just fetching coffee. He was making connections, learning the business from the inside out. He used his time there to network and eventually landed an agent. His first big break wasn't exactly a blockbuster.
Remember the short-lived TV series Opposite Sex?
Yeah, most people don't.
But it was a start. Then came roles in teen flicks like Not Another Teen Movie, where he played the stereotypical jock. It was fun, paid the bills, but it wasn't the kind of career he wanted to build. He was getting typecast as the funny, good-looking sidekick.
The first time he suited up as a superhero wasn't as Cap, but as the Human Torch in Fantastic Four. He was charismatic, fiery, and a total scene stealer. The movies themselves, well, let's just say they got mixed reviews, but everyone agreed Chris Evans had that undeniable star quality.
The problem was, these blockbuster roles were also bringing a level of fame he wasn't comfortable with. He started having serious anxiety and panic attacks.
The idea of being locked into a massive, multi-film contract was terrifying for him. He was on the verge of quitting acting altogether.
Then, Marvel came knocking.
They didn't just knock, they practically broke down the door. They wanted him for Captain America, and Chris said no not once, not twice, but multiple times.
He was terrified of the commitment, the loss of anonymity, and the sheer pressure of leading the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
He even went to therapy to deal with the anxiety the offer was causing him.
It took a heart-to-heart with his MOM and a persistent call from Robert Downey, Jr.
himself to change his mind. They reminded him that fear was a bad reason to turn down the opportunity of a lifetime. So, he finally said yes, and the rest is history. He wasn't just playing a role, he was embodying an ideal. His Captain America was more than just a super soldier. He was the moral compass of the Avengers.
He brought a sincerity and a quiet strength to the character that made him beloved by millions. Off screen, something amazing happened. The lines between Chris Evans and Steve Rogers started to blur. He began using his massive platform for good, becoming one of the most refreshingly honest and decent voices in Hollywood. While he was saving the world on screen, he was working to make the real world better. He's a huge supporter of various charities, especially Christopher's Haven, a non-profit that provides housing for families of children being treated for cancer in Boston.
He doesn't just write checks.
He shows up, he visits the kids, dresses up as Captain America, and spends real, quality time bringing smiles to their faces.
He proves that heroism isn't about having superpowers.
It's about showing up for people when they need you most.
His impact doesn't stop there. In a world full of political division, Chris decided to do something about it.
In 2020, he CEO-founded A Starting Point, a civic engagement website designed to present information on political issues from both Republican and Democratic elected officials in a simple, digestible format. His goal wasn't to tell people what to think, but to give them the tools to think for themselves and to encourage respectful dialogue.
He used his celebrity not for more fame, but to try and bridge the gap in a divided nation.
That's a Captain America move if I've ever seen one. Now, you might be thinking, a guy this successful must be swimming in cash, right? You are not wrong.
Through his iconic role as Captain America, along with other successful films like Knives Out and his work with brands, Chris Evans has built a net worth estimated to be around $110 million. But what's incredible is how he handles it.
He lives a relatively modest life compared to other A-listers.
He's more likely to be seen tweeting adorable pictures of his rescue dog, Roger, than flaunting extravagant purchases.
He invests his money and his time into causes he believes in and into his family, proving that wealth doesn't have to change who you are at your core.
He's still that kid from Boston, just with a much bigger platform to do good.
If you're inspired by Chris's story of overcoming anxiety and using his voice for good, please hit that like button. And if you know someone who needs to hear that it is okay to be scared, but it is not okay to let fear win, share this video with them. We're building a community here focused on positive stories, so make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video.
Your support helps us continue to share these inspiring messages.
Beyond the cape and the shield, Chris is an incredibly versatile actor.
He took on gritty roles in films like Snowpiercer and showed his comedic timing in Knives Out, earning critical acclaim and proving he was more than just a superhero. He even stepped behind the camera to direct the romantic drama Before We Go. He's constantly challenging himself, refusing to be put in a box. He's shown a willingness to tackle complex characters and explore different genres, ensuring his career would have longevity long after hanging up the shield.
What's truly remarkable about Chris Evans is his humility.
In countless interviews, he's open about his struggles with anxiety and self-doubt. He admits he's an introvert at heart who just happens to have a very extroverted job.
This vulnerability is what makes him so relatable.
He's not some untouchable movie star. He is a real person who deals with real-life issues, just like the rest of us. He reminds us that it's okay not to be perfect, and that our struggles don't define us. In fact, they can be the source of our greatest strengths. So, what's the lesson here?
Chris Evans' story is a powerful reminder that integrity and kindness are not outdated concepts.
He shows us that you can achieve massive success without losing your soul.
He didn't just play a hero. He chose to be one, on his own terms, from the kid in youth theatre to the leader of the Avengers, and now on leading voice for civic engagement. His journey is one of courage, both on and off the screen.
He proves that true strength isn't about physical power, but about moral character, about standing up for what's right, and about using your voice to lift others up.
He truly is the hero who led on and off screen.
Thank you so much for spending this time with me today.
I hope this story left you feeling as inspired as it left me. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories about incredible people making a real difference.
Until next time, stay positive.